Shalom, shalom, Israel, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying. First off, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth, with truth and sincerity, especially now, risking your lives to do so. May you be the elect. Shalom to all the Akim and Akwath out there listening and learning. You Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians who are the true children of Israel, as well as you speckled bird, Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that look like, act like, and take on the customs of all these heathen nations. So to you, I say Shalom. This lesson is brought to you by the Spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh being the true name of our Father, the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites, by Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai being the only begotten Son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls by the name of JC. All right. Now, so I have this image up because my wife was telling me this dream she had a couple days ago. And, I just thought it was pretty profound what she was saying because, the scripture said, in the last days, everybody's going to prophesy. Not necessarily going out on the highways and hedges teaching the word, but, having dreams and, having visions, things like that. Right. And that's been going around, pretty heavy lately. Well, the dream she had, she said, it was the end days, and uh, the message was we had to have quarters, to pay the people to get off the earth into like another dimension, right, to be saved from the end times. The so we wouldn't be left. So we wouldn't be left behind in the world ending, right? So we had to have these quarters, and she said she don't know why, but her paycheck read 1108. So she had $1,108, I guess, right? So I'm listening. I'm just listening to her, and trying to think like, what is this dream meaning? What is this? What is this about? I mean, for the most part, of course, obviously, I know what it's about. But it was just some of the key things that she was saying, and I'm just, just listening. Okay, I'm trying to break it down, the understanding, and it brought me to think of the parable. All right, the talent parable, and we're gonna read that in just a few. But it was just some of the key things that she said, like we had to have quarters to get to another dimension, so we wouldn't be left behind in the world that's ending. Right, and then I asked, did you have quarters to get where you need to go? She said she was able to give the quarter, right, and then but we weren't like another dimension type thing. That's what she says. We weren't back like there, but she said we were back on Earth, but it wasn't a lot of people that made it. She said that there was an understanding. Those that didn't make it is because they didn't have quarters, to get back. They didn't have the money to get back. So again, like I said, it made me think of that talent parable. So that's why the reason why I have this image. All right, and I thought it was neat because it reads talents to glorify the Most High. Right, they just put plain title God. Right, we already understand that's Yahweh. All right, so talents to glorify Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It says if your talent is not aimed to glorify the Most High, and if you are using your talent for personal reasons to serve yourself, then your talent is useless. Remember who your talent or bag of gold belongs to. All right. And as I was going through trying to find a thumbnail for the video, that's how I came across this. But I saw another one that was really neat. Let's see if I can still find that. Is this it? Kind. It says if you read Matthew 25, and I'm actually going to read that. you will notice some important things Yahweh Shai said. It said the bag of gold equals talents. His wealth, right? His Yahweh Shai's wealth, the talents are the Most High's, not ours. It says according to his ability, meaning Most High knows what you can do and what you can't do. The word entrusted equals the Most High's trust you with the talent he gave you. All right. Now, let's get that parable. All right. Again, remembering what the dream is about. Got to give up these quarters. All right. Obviously, to somebody in charge, in order to flee the world that was ending, to get to this other dimension, or back to Earth. I guess after the the indignation be overpassed, I guess you could put it that way, because she said is the world ending, but she said we were back on Earth, but not many people made it. So that will be, the elect making it through, right? Making me think these things. Right? The ones that didn't make it, a lot of people didn't come back. Why? Because they didn't have the quarters. So this is Matthew 25 and verse 14. This is Yahweh Shai speaking on the parable of the talents. Matthew 25:14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it in the New Testament. So like it, the New Living Translation, for the people that can't really understand the King James. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. All right. And this is Yahweh Shai giving us this faith, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, the scriptures. All right. And he wants us to do something. Well, what does he want us to do with this? Keep reading. Verse 15, it says, he gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on his trip, because everybody was given a certain amount of faith, right? A certain level of this truth, right? Because there is levels to this, right? But he gave everybody a portion of this faith, okay? Again, verse 15, he gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on his trip, right? Because Yahweh Shai said that, I'm leaving, but I'll be back. Okay, he coming back for them talents. Okay, verse 16 says, the servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. Right, he flipped it. Right, made 5 more. He's making use of his talent. All right, verse 17, the servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. Right, he did what he was supposed to do, not hiding their light under a bed. Right, letting their light so shine before men, for the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai. Not for men, for Yahweh Shemel Shai, that he may be glorified, showing that light to men. I put it that way. It's roughly paraphrasing, but it says, but the servant, I'm trying not to lose my mindset, but the servant who received 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. This is the one hiding his talent. This is the one who ran out of oil and decided, pretty much going back into the world, he can't deal. Right, the Lord didn't give him much portion. All right, and he just said, "Fuck it, I ain't dealing." Right, so he didn't do nothing with it. Okay, but the servant who received 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, their master, this is about Yahweh Shai coming back. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they had used his money. All right. Verse 20, the servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. Sounds way more you know, amazing in the King James. I'll read that. Matthew 25:21 says, His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Right? Again, Matthew 25, verse 22, going back to the New Living, says, The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more. The master said, Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now will I give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. Verse 24, Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here's your money back. Right? He gave him 1 talent. All right, the Lord gave him 1 talent. He gonna give the 1 talent back. He didn't do nothing with it. All right? Look, here's your money back. Verse 26. But the master replied, You wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it. Verse 28. Then he ordered, Take the money from this servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. You see? So again, going back to this dream she had, we had to give up them talents. She said we had the talents to give, all right? But when we came back, right, in this case, he said back to earth, she said there wasn't a lot of people that were there. The majority of the people were not there. Said a small amount made it. Why? Because they had them talents. You see? And again, this was the ending of the world. Who's coming back to gather the elect? Yahweh Shai. Wow. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to give that little testimony and use some scriptures to back some understanding of this dream that she had. All right, Lord willing, I am of the elect, but at the end of the day, it's up to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. In the meantime, we just pray that the Lord keep His Spirit upon us and that we're not taken out of His sight. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth, with truth and sincerity, especially now risk your lives to do so. May you be the elect. Stay prayed up, repent, and above all, Kwam Yashua, Shalom.